Hello everybody and welcome back to the Limbs of Adhesion Season 3. This is round 8 of the championship and we're at Oulton Park. My name's Gareth and joining me once again in the commentary box is Jools. Jools, how are you doing?
Good, thanks. Looking forward to seeing those chickens.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a great one round a British, classic British track really. So
Nice and foggy.
Yeah, nice and foggy at the moment, and here's the championship standings then after round 7. David Lyne in the lead, 146 points from Rob Miller, 95 points, and Mark Tranter in third on 88 points. Mark is back this week, and Rob Miller sadly not with us this week due to, Formula 1. So, and as we see a bit further down then, Jason Weaver, the last in the standings to have a point on 1 point. And here's the championship standings for the teams then. The A team, 146 points from Little and Large, 99 points, and Kairos Competition on 88. Minus 10 for Jägermeister after some penalties have been applied. That's it's a shame. Hopefully they can recover that eventually. Nice to see Team Shelf Squirrel got a point as well. 1 point in 9th. How do you see the championships going then, Jools?
Well, Lyne's got his hand on it, hasn't he? Pretty much. Not much further, and he'll have both hands on it.
Yeah, it does feel that way, doesn't it?
I already screwed up my lap, Gareth.
As we just hear from Larson saying he screwed up his lap. Here's the practice times then. You can see Lyne quickest from Tranter and Garlic in third. Nice to see him up there.
Yeah, absolutely. He seems to have gelled with this track.
Yeah, and let's take a look at the grid then. Mark Tranter on pole then from Jones Garlic in second. Great front row that. David Lyne is in third with Josh Kaname, a great result for the ETM in fourth. William Bibby in fifth. Sixth is Dixon. Seventh Kelly. Ninth we've got Walker. Burnett 10th. 11th Winslade in the ETM. Richards. Larson. Zach Hyland, a new debutant, in 14th. Weaver in 15th. 16th is Jones. Lawrence Aaron Jenkins in 17th. Keith Schooling in 18th. And 19th is Jake Weaver. Engines are rising then. Red lights are on. We're getting ready to race at Oulton Park. And there we go. Racing away then. That's Tranter coming over to cover off against Garlic on the inside. Lyne sticking to the outside there. Let's see what happens as they get through Old Lodge. Looks like everyone got through pretty cleanly there. That's good to see. Look at Tranter though, scampering away at the front. And Lyne, is he going to attack into Cascades? No, thinks better of it. And that's leaving Namath quite close behind him. We see a cloud of dust at the back there. That must have been an accident further back then. And we can see Nathan Parker off the road and falling down to second to last. And Burnett is in the pit, so something must have happened to him as well.
Yeah, perhaps not quite as clean a start as we originally thought.
No. Meanwhile then, we see the front. We've got the two LB cars, Lyne astern. The front four safely through the first of the two chicanes. And there's a spin for Winslade there. So Winslade in the second ETM car now plummeting down the order. Looks like he's rejoined in 17th place.
A lot of work for him to do.
Yeah. And that's Walker spinning round. Just see Walker, that's Jones off the track. And who's... Oh God, it's all going wrong now. So, and there's the ledge getting into Walker. And Jones still off the track. So we'll need to see a replay and just understand what happened there, because it all looked a bit confusing.
It's
Meanwhile,
a bit of a kerfuffle.
Yes, back to the front, and Lyne was attacking there. That's was that Kelly getting it wrong? It is Kelly getting it wrong out of Druids there. So a bit of a chaotic opening lap.
Oh, that's a painful 3-point turn.
Yes, and there's Winslade then just getting past Kelly and overtaking Jake Weaver. Winslade now up to 11th place then, so he's Weaver spinning it on the final corner. That is a really tricky corner in this car. So Winslade, the beneficiary of that second chicane.
Well, yeah, he fell to 17th and he's already back to 11th.
Yeah. And what's that? Only a second behind the Jason Weaver. So Winslade already threatening the points then. We're looking at James Garlic running a magnificent second. Replay of the start. So we can look at... see, did you see... Looked like Zach Hyland then, just here he is. We're on board with Will Burnett, and yeah, just a rear wheel contact, front wheel to rear wheel, and Burnett in the barriers and a wheel off. Replay then, that's Kelly and Parker. Well, that's the worst net code I've seen for a long time. Very unfortunate there.
Yeah, it looks like they both gave each other space, but iRacing said no.
Yeah, and Kelly just getting unbalanced on the exit curb of Druids. Very easy to do that, actually. That's a tricky corner, though. The last corner is definitely the hardest in this car for this track.
Yeah, I would agree, definitely.
Just off camber and coming over that crest and things, and the inside curb, absolutely lethal. Replay then of Highland again getting into Winslade, so
That looks a bit ambitious, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely single file through that chicane. So I expect a trip to the stewards. Replay then, Highland unfortunately... so Walker just getting it wrong with Highland on his outside. Jones trying to rejoin after avoiding him and coming into the track, and then...
Ledge minding his own business.
Yeah.
Walker driving into the side of him.
Winslade lucky to scamper through that, as we mentioned. So we're now looking at Nathan Parker then. He's trying to recover. He's currently running P12 and he's chasing.
Hopefully no damage there on his car. It didn't look like there was any major contact between it. It was wheel to wheel.
Yeah, wheel to wheel. And there's Larson off the track then, so he's just falling down the order a bit.
Another 2 places gained for Winslade, so now he is in the points.
Crazy. Winslade up to 9th. Good spot. Look at Parker then. Attacking the Weaver. Down through Denton's and into Cascades. And that's Kelly taking to the grass to avoid. That's a shame because he was recovering quite nicely after his little... playing it safe on the rejoin. That's really good to see because you don't want to get hammered for a penalty for an unsafe rejoin.
No. Imagine he's going to get a lot of bugs in the airports at the end of this race.
I imagine, yeah.
Half the wildlife from Oulton Park.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back at the front then, 1.9 seconds is the gap from Tranter to Garlic, and Lyne is very close behind, just half a second behind Garlic. Here they are coming through... so that's Druids, isn't it? So they're getting near the end of the lap. Coming down Walkwick Bridge. I thought it was Warwick Bridge, but it's not. It's actually Walkwick. And then through the final corner. And here they come. So a couple of tenths they've gained on him though. So Garlic with a new fastest lap. We see Winslade is now up to 8th ahead of Namut, his teammate. So Namut must have had a problem. In fact, he has just lost another position. Down to 10th. And we're looking at Nathan Parker, who is the person who just deposed Namut. So there they are.
Yeah, Namut's going slowly. I'm wondering if he has damage.
Yeah, and he's in the pit lane now for repairs. Oh, look, he's missing a front wing, isn't he?
Looks damaged. It's wobbling.
It's very up in the air on one side. So
that was a very quick wing change there.
Yeah. And here comes Jake Weaver then. If you haven't seen Jake's amazing LOA rewind video, highly recommend going to check it out. It's from the GT3 race at Interlagos. Lots of lovely slow-mo shots of all the action and drama, because my god, there was a lot of drama in that race. Is this Gary Jones then is trying to attack Kelly through the shell hairpin. Good to see Gary back. He's had a bit of a sporadic season, but he's saying he's going to be back racing a lot more frequently going forwards, which would be exciting to see.
Absolutely.
And here's his teammate. Yeah, absolutely. Here's his teammate, the Lyne championship leader, currently chasing James Garlick for P2. So interesting that Lyne, despite being top in the practice times, only P3 on the grid. Not his best effort.
No, third, not his best. About half the field would take that.
Absolutely, bite your hand off for it. So I mentioned Rob Miller was missing from this race. We're also missing his teammate Tony Hankin and also Rumblebee Adam Highfield. So 3 of our regulars missing, and also Stephen Batty, who returned for Laguna Seca but not here this time either from the Super Deguri team. So quite a few missing drivers this week.
Yeah, and we still got 19, so really we should be looking at maybe 22 next race if everybody shows up.
Yeah, and there's only a 26 car limit for our Formula Renault 2.0 hot series, so if you do want to place on the grid, better get in quick to pick one of those spots.
absolutely. We'll be going to season 4 sometime in the summer, around July, and it will be the Dallara F3 car, and yes, it will still be a 26 car grid, and the current drivers will have priority. So if you want to be on that grid, you need to get in now.
Absolutely, yeah. And as we see Kelly then putting a move on Weaver for 11th place. And there's a rule in place, isn't there, to manage that the 26 car grid, isn't there? So if you miss 3 races in a row, then you will be removed to the reserve list, and the first reserve will be offered your spot. So you do need to make sure you turn up most weeks to remain on the grid.
Yeah, I think that's fair. 3 races not showing up, then if you haven't said why, then you probably got bored and gone off somewhere else.
Yeah. We're looking at Namath then. He's attacking Jake Weaver then as they came through Druids. Now heading down to Old Hall. This is, as we said, this is the tricky corner. Then you can see why with the camber change and the gradients and stuff.
Yeah, the camber just makes it so easy to drop. Oh, this looks like it's letting through there.
Yeah, Weaver there operating with caution in mind. The name's been showing a heck of a lot of pace in this week. So unfortunate to see him down and out of the points at the moment.
Yeah, very out of position at the moment, so he'll be looking to make up places and get back into the points.
Yeah. So the gap at the front has closed to back under 2 seconds again. It was up over 2 to 2.3, but it's falling. Oh, there you go, 2 seconds again. Lyne is currently nearly 1.6 seconds behind Garlic at the moment. He's obviously playing the long game, and then we've got William Bibby running in P4 and Gary Richards running a storming drive in P5 at the moment. Oh, there's Weaver going round. Just the exit of the chicane. And waits for the car to get going. That was his teammate Schooling going through. Oh, he's a little too much throttle as he tried to get it straightened up.
It's going eventually.
Yeah. There's Gary Jones in the face part of the A-team. And he's under attack from Namath there.
There's the 2 Weavers together.
Yep. So Dixon in the second LB is currently running 6th. We've got Zach Hyland on debut running in P7 at the moment.
Yeah, he somehow survived that first lap of carnage. And,
yeah,
he's running in the points.
He seemed to be in every single replay that we saw from the opening lap. You see Weaver's just been in the pits. And it's fallen to 19th. And that's the other Weaver having a bit of a... Oh, his front wing's loose as well. Fortunately, close to the pit lane. So he's obviously hit a wall.
Ideal place to do it.
Weaver in, Weaver out. No, they're both in.
Maybe they just parked it.
Yeah, so it looks like both Weavers maybe have retired from the race, unfortunately. We're looking at our leader, Mark Tranter, then, looking pretty untroubled out front, running the fastest lap of the race in a 2.3 second gap. So that's a 1:32.225 for his fastest lap. The other 2 drivers behind him within a couple of tenths.
Yeah, it looks like he's just gradually edging away. He's got the pace. Although his opening lap was stunning to pull out that gap so he didn't have to tow Garlic along in his slipstream.
Yeah, absolutely.
Since then he's just been nibbling.
This is looking very like a vintage Tranter run at the moment, and we have to remember he's the only driver of the grid to have driven the real Oulton Park in real life in his Radical car. If you go back to our Season 2 Oulton Park video, no, it's of the race after it, sorry, there is a lap-by-lap comparison of him in his Skip Barber versus his Radical. I think that's from the Lime Rock video, isn't it? So Lime Rock Season 2.
It's all nip and tuck in the sectors at the moment.
Yeah,
what's going on here?
Larson was off track there. That was out of the final corner. So he's still 13th place, with Walker and Burnett a lap down. Obviously after their opening lap crashes, and that was Nathan Parker, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, he's left his wing behind, look.
Getting it wrong into Shell Oils, and he's going to need to go into the pits.
I wonder if he knows.
Let's see. Is that Weaver running behind him then? Good to see he's back out on track. So, Mark Tranter in the lead from James Garlick, David Lyne, William Bibby. Then we've got Gary Richards, Paul Dixon, Zach Hyland, Gareth Winslade. Gavin Kelly is in run 9th. Nathan Parker is in 10th, who we can see on the screen, trying to head back to the pits for a new wing. And we've got Josh Kanamoff, who's running 11th. And Gary Jones running P12. And Jason Larson is running P13. Oliver Walker 14th. Will Burnett is in 15th. 16th is... Well, we need to differentiate these two Weavers, actually.
Yes.
So
well,
we've
Jake
got
Weaver is the one without a team, so that was Jason in front of Jake.
Okay, cool. That's how we tell. That's good. And then Keith Schooling is running at 18th, and 19th is Lawrence Aaron Jenkins, as Parker has made it back to the pit lane.
Personal best lap for Namath there.
Yeah, 1:32.8, so only 4/10 off the leaders. That's not bad at all. Jones up to 11th then with Parker pitting. And we're looking at the LB of William Bibby being chased by Gary Richards. And then we've got the lapped Walker behind them. Nice to see Richards having a nice strong race again. He was struggling at Laguna Seca.
Yeah, no, right back up there. Looking like a good points finish for the Williams at the moment.
Yeah. And this is a tough track actually to do well on. It's quite demanding in almost the same way as Laguna Seca, really. Larson attacking Parker into the shell hairpin. This is the battle for 12th place.
Yeah, Larson wants to get into the points to get rid of some of that negative points, but also not pick up any more penalties while doing it. It's a very tricky situation he's in at the moment.
Yeah, and here's Winslade under attack then from Kelly as they come through the final corner.
This should be good. These two often make contact.
They are contact magnets, aren't they? So 1:33.8 for Winslade and 1:33.0 for Kelly. That's a
mistake from Winslade, looks like. Lost momentum. I was just thinking the last time they were together, wasn't it Spa last season?
Yes.
Where they had a little clash and Winslade's drive shaft broke.
Yeah. Oh, Winslade off on the grass and recovers onto the track. That could have been a major screw up. He's down to P9 now, but crucially back in the points again.
Yeah, I think he had a fistful of Kelly's dirty air in his face there and just washed him out wide onto the grass.
And it is quite a tricky corner, that Cascades. You've got to get in 5th gear and then try and nail the throttle halfway through. So yeah, looking at the season standings, we can see that Winslade had scoring points on the first couple of races and then a good chunk of zeros through the middle of the season before he started scoring again at Laguna Seca.
Yeah, I hear he's upgraded his equipment and he's found he's a bit more comfortable now in the car. You can see his lap time is about a second off what the leaders are doing. I mean, he's a second off Lyne and Lyne's in 3rd place, but he was like a couple of seconds in previous races.
So it's getting better all the time. Here we can see then that Richards is gradually easing onto the back of Bibby to the battle for P4. Could be about to get a bit interesting. Tranter up front continues to eke out his gap. Oh, Larson in the pit lane and the ledge, so that's the two teammates there. Looks like, is that Larson out of the car?
Looks like it.
Yeah.
She's having a little break.
Nice cup of tea. On board with Richards then in P5, currently chasing Bibbs ahead of us into the second chicane. This is the Britain's chicane. And then we're heading into Knickerbrook. Richards, the star of our Oulton Park hot lap video, of course.
Absolutely. Yeah, it looked like he just washed out again there. He's only a 3 or 4 tenths faster than faster than Bibby.
Yeah, you probably need a bit more to make a decent, to make the overtake quite easy.
Yeah, he needs to try and close up, but it's very difficult with these sweeping corners.
Yeah. So it looks like we've got, like, if you look at the track map, we've got 4 different groups of drivers going round then. You've got the lead battle, who are currently already through T3. And then you've got this big second pack, Bibby, Richards, and then Dixon down to Highland.
Yeah.
They're all running together. And then Kelly is stretching away from Winslade, Weaver and Namath, who are the last of the point-paying positions.
Looks like it's brightened up a bit, but it's still a lot of fog and cloud hanging around the circuit.
Yeah, it's a crazy misty day, as you see from that overhead shot. We've got Jones battling Parker here. Parker to the outside, now the inside for Druids.
It's the second or third time Parker's had to get past Jones.
Yeah, forcing his way through there very nicely. Parker up to 11th place then. Replay. So we've got Parker being let by the ledge, and Larson not Larson and the ledge colliding then, unfortunately, in the hairpin. So
teammates taking each other out.
Yeah,
you don't like to see it.
No, that's a shame. But these things happen. We're looking at Highland then, who's running P7 at the moment. It's like his car having a few colour changing moments. Maybe that's how he got through everything earlier on with all of his stealth mode. Oh no! That is our race leader, Mark Tranter, in the wall.
Hopefully he's not got damage.
Yeah. So is that out of the first corner? Is the second corner? So that's Denton's, isn't it?
That looks like his rear wheel is bent there.
And he's in the pits, and it says he's out, so he's given up on that one. So with only 10 minutes to go, that has put James Garlick in the lead of the race. There he is, locking up into Shell Hairpin. Probably freaking out, wondering where Winslade is, who's going to wreck his race this time.
Well, I was just going to say, look, it's Garlick leading Lyne, and there's a bit of deja vu there.
Yeah. I'll remember the Oran Park race from Season 2, where Garlick was leading the race, being chased by Lyne. There is Winslade, who cost Garlick that win by blocking him inadvertently, and got himself a warning for it.
Where is he? He looks like he's about halfway around the track for them, so about as far away from them as he could be.
Yeah, that's. I think that's pretty safe based on the pace that both cars are running at the moment.
Although,
hopefully.
Look who they're catching. It would be Lyne's teammate Jones.
Ah, yeah.
I'm sure there'll be no shenanigans there.
No. Larson back out on track, running 16th at the moment then, and he's chasing Jake Weaver. Chasing both Weavers, in fact, then, with Jason Weaver is ahead of Jake at the moment, 14th and 15th place. A little lock up into Shell Hairpin. Lovely camera view to see all the camber and banking on that corner there, as we're riding on board with Jake Weaver.
It is such a great track. You're right, we probably do need to sort out that name thing on the timing board. The trouble is, though, it takes it from the last 3 names of their surname, which of course is Weaver. So if we change that, then they'll also change the name of them in the standings. So maybe we can find out if there's a name we prefer, if we can sort something out, I guess.
Well, can we give Jake a double-barreled surname? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake Weaver. Jake Junior Weaver, something like that. So, we're looking at the weaves then. Is that was Parker then, wasn't it? Closing in as well.
Burnett's just dropped out. Joined Tranter and Aaron Jenkins. So
Lawrence Aaron Jenkins out of the race as well then, following that. That was his second collision, wasn't it? Because he had that unfortunate one with Jones at the start of the race.
Walker, yeah.
Yeah, so here's William Bibby then, up into the podium places.
Off the back of his double podium last weekend at GT3 at the Interlagos.
Yeah, including
Interlagos.
Interlagos, including his maiden win in the LOA, and obviously the first in the GT3, so well done to him. And now adding to be his 4th podium, wasn't it? Because he had one in the Skip Barbers last season as well at the Nürburgring. This is definitely a car that suits him a lot more. That's Kelly off the road at the final corner. And he's having to wait for Winslade to go by, no giggling away.
He doesn't seem to have any steering there.
No, and he's in the pit lane. Oh, that's unfortunate for Kelly then, who was having a strong recovery drive after his opening couple of laps where things were going wrong for him.
I wonder what Winslade did to him.
The gap was pretty comfortable though. The wall jumped out and bit him.
Yeah, so Garlic here.
2.4 seconds to the good at the moment. Larson.
Another off for Larson. That last corner is catching out many drivers many times.
Yeah. I'd love to see a replay to see what happened to Mark Tranter though. So it looked like this is roughly where he crashed, wasn't it? So coming out of the first corner, this is Denton's there. So somewhere between the two, he must have run off the road and smeared it down the wall.
Same place that Kelly and Lyne came together last season here.
Indeed, yeah. Another controversial accident.
Yeah, it looks like Garlic's got the measure of Lyne. He doesn't seem to be really bringing him closer, does he?
Well,
bringing him in.
It's a couple of tenths at the moment, but yeah, it's like Garlic does have a... Oh, here we are then, replay of Tranter. We're coming through T1. This is Lodge. Yeah, gets it onto the grass. Struggling with the steering. There we go. Yeah.
Almost kept it out of the Armco there.
Well, that's unfortunate. And then is he going to realise that he's got some serious damage?
And that's going to be a long tow, isn't it, from there?
Yeah.
There's Kelly.
So that's weird. Kelly's car just sort of snapped left under braking.
Looked like he had it on the grass a bit, from what I saw. And again, more damage.
Just don't usually see Kelly making a mistake like that unforced. Big shame. So you were talking about Jones being ahead of Garlic. There he is on screen now. And the gap is getting close to going under 2 seconds between Garlic and Jones's teammate David Lyne behind. So we can see both of the 18 cars on screen right now with the volumes of Garlic in the middle.
Looked like Jones was pulling over on the pit straight there, but then he changed his mind. It's letting pass now, so there's no problem.
No. Well, Jones is a very fair driver.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile then, Keith Schooling. Oh. Keith, ow!
That's not how to read China.
Keith there struggling out of that was the final corner yet again, looks like. So Keith now into the pits.
A tow and a long repair there for Keith.
Yeah. So you can see then that Garlic has lapped everyone then up to Jones, who is now running in P10 in the points. And Parker a good 20 seconds away then from being lapped as well. Well, commanding drive then by these the front two guys, and in fact Bibby as well, and Richards. Still only a couple of seconds between them. Gavin Kelly back out on track.
Yep, used up his fast repair, so he's going again, but unfortunately looks like Jones has looked too far ahead.
Yeah.
With 4 minutes to go.
So that's Paul Dixon just ahead of Kelly then, who is currently running 5th.
I think that's who Kelly was behind when he lost it lap 1. So he's back to where he would have been, at least, had he not dropped it.
But a lap down.
Exactly.
And Oliver Walker having one of his off weeks. We'll see his pace 1:33.0. Good
that's
pace though.
Yeah, that's his best lap of the race so far as he came up in green. So it's like he's going to try and chase down Kelly for 11th.
So 15x for Kelly, 9 for Winslade, 9 for Walker, 9 for Weaver, 5 for the other Weaver, 6 for Larson, 4 for Schooling, 6 for the Ledge, who's out.
LB and Richards, only clean drivers this weekend.
And Garlic at the front has extended the lead back out then to 2.5 seconds. It was down to 1.9. Is Lyne opting just to take the fat 18 points and not trouble for the win?
Well, Miller's out, didn't start. Tranter's out of the race, went into the wall. I imagine Lyne can just see his championship lead extending right now, as if he stays where he is. So probably not worth risking it, but I guess if he gets closer by the end he'll have a go, but at the moment pushing to close that gap in 2 minutes.
I'm not going to try anything silly, Paul, so don't worry.
As we hear from Kelly, reassuring Dixon behind him. He's got LB team on for a great haul of points there, 3rd and 5th at the moment.
Yeah, as are Williams.
Yeah, good point.
They're pretty close to the championship, as I recall.
Yeah, this is exciting stuff for those two teams. And Walker off the road at T1, well held, keep it on, get back on, and not.
Yeah, but as I was saying about Lyne, this track to push, it's such a risk. I don't think you could close that kind of the gap in the time you got left unless Garlic makes a mistake. So Lyne's probably just watching and waiting.
Yeah, although Lyne isn't one to hang about. He does like to push for every win he can. We remember Lyme Rock last season where he hounded Winslade across the line. That was one of the closest finishes we've had in the league, actually. Less than about a tenth between them at the line. Meanwhile, on board with Oliver Walker, currently running 12th and chasing Gavin Kelly ahead of him, and obviously Dixon, who's a lap ahead. Through Knickerbrook they come. Final lap of the race. Been an exciting one.
Certainly a lot of incidents.
A lot of incidents and a lot of crashes, yeah. And
I think half the field's been lapped, haven't they?
Yeah, which is frankly astonishing. So here is our race leader then, coming into the hairpin for the final time.
I bet he's hoping no issues. He's had issues in the past with connections dropping.
Oh gosh, that would be the worst. But yeah, the next car up the road is Parker, and he's already through Knickerbrook, so a long way clear. The gap's come down by about 4/10, so I imagine Garlic is starting to tense up a bit, because this will be his maiden win, unbelievably, considering the pace he's had.
Yeah, it's a long time coming.
Yeah.
It's pretty close here between these two, although it's not for any points, unfortunately.
No, it's a good little battle though. So looking at the driver tracker, we'll see Garlic is through Druids now. The gap is down to 1.9. Lyne is coming.
It'd be nice to see his final, the final parts of his first win, wouldn't it? To see across the line.
Here he is then, out of the final corner. James Garlic is going to win at Oulton Park. Well done, Garlic. Amazing stuff.
Well done, James.
David Lyne comes home P2 for yet another podium for him. And here is William Bibby then for podium number 4. Great stuff from him. And Gary Richards, unbelievably, still to score a podium. That one's
it's going to come, hasn't it? At some point it's going to come.
It'd be fantastic if that happens this season then, yeah. So lots of drivers coming over the line now then.
It's like Kelly just held on in front of Walker.
Yeah, Dixon home P5. We hear from Kelly there. This is Highland coming home P6.
First victory.
And Winslade slow out of the final corner there. If he just outbraked himself a little bit. Comes home P7 though, just ahead of his teammate Namath, who comes home.
Bibby, you're just addicted to podiums at the moment.
Yeah, a double points finish for the
The ETM.
ETMs and to the A team, as Jones has snuck in there with the final position of points.
That's good to see.
Nice job, top three.
Although obviously he was involved in that opening lap, so he'll be heading to the stewards' office. Quite a few drivers heading to the stewards this week, it has to be said.
Yeah, but for now, the Truffle Pig has his point.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the race classifications then. James Garlick, a fantastic debut victory then, ahead of David Lyne and William Bibby, all three on the podium. And then we've got Gary Richards in P4 from Dixon P5. Zach Hyland 6th place on debut, ahead of Winslade in 7th and Namath in 8th. 9th is Parker, 10th is Jones. Then we've got Gavin Kelly coming home P11. Oliver Walker is in 12th. 13th is Jason Weaver. 14th is Jason Larson. Jason Larson, sorry. My eyes went blind. And then we have the second weave, Jake Weaver, coming home behind him. Let's take a look at the championship standings then. David Lyne extending his lead then over Rob Miller with his missing race. Well, huge gap then, 164 to 95. Mark Tranter stays in 3rd. Garlick remains in 4th place on 68 points now. And Dixon is in 5th. Ahead of Kelly, Highfield, Bibby, Namath and Richards rounds out the top 10. Then we've got Winslade, Walker, Highland, Hankin, Batty, Parker, Jason Weaver, Jones, Burnett, The Ledge, Keith Schooling, Sam O'Neill, Jake Weaver and Jason Larson. Shame we didn't see Sam O'Neill this week as well. Hopefully he'll be back next time.
week.
As we take a look at the championship standings then. Here we go, the A team 165 points to LB now. 2nd place on 108 and ahead of Williams, who are up to 3rd on 100 points. 1 point clear of Little and Large. Kairos down to 5th. Then we've got Rumblebees. ETM is up to 7th ahead of Stupid Aguri, who have fallen to 8th. And then Team Shell Squirrel and Jägermeister.
Pretty tasty between the 2nd to 5th, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Don't forget, you can find us at thelimitofadhesion.com, facebook.com/limitofadhesion. Please like and subscribe our videos and share them with all your friends. Come and say hi to us on Discord. Jools, thanks for joining me once again.
Thanks, Gareth. See you next time.
Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye.